I'm sorry to tell you, Budweiser drinkers, but your beloved beer commercial this Super Bowl Sunday is liberal propaganda. The 60-second spot chronicles the journey of Anheuser-Busch co-founder Adolphus Busch as he's immigrating to America in 1857 from Germany. And there's a scene as soon as he arrives on shore where someone says, "You're not welcome here."
Welcome to America.
You're not wanted here. Go back home.
It also cleverly teases the anti-immigrant theme with the opening scene of the commercial, with someone turning to him and saying, "You don't look like you're from around here." At the end of the commercial, you realize that was actually Eberhard Anheuser, and the scene depicts Adolphus Busch meeting Eberhard for the first time to then start the Anheuser-Busch Brewing Company, which obviously brews Budweiser beer. Now, I'm all for a touchy immigrant success story, and there are many. And in fact, the last I checked, Asian Americans have the highest income in the United States of America. But at this point, you can't help but see this as another anti-Trump propaganda piece, which I wouldn't be surprised if it was paid for by George Soros, the puppet master who is behind most of these protests. And since we're on the topic of immigration, we should probably clear up some of the fake news that's surrounding the supposed immigration ban, because it's not an immigration ban. President Trump's executive order puts a temporary freeze, a 90-day, 3-month freeze on immigration from 7 countries that the mainstream media says are predominantly Muslim. But guess what? There are 40 other predominantly Muslim countries, overwhelmingly Muslim countries, which are allowed to have immigrants come here. The 7 countries that President Trump has put a temporary immigration freeze on are the countries that the Obama administration identified as the hotbeds of Islamic terrorism. In fact, the Obama administration put a 6-month freeze on immigration from Iraq when things were getting crazy again over there to make sure that no Iraqi terrorists would come to America to attack us here. The Orwellian anti-Trump propaganda that we're seeing in the mainstream media is so outrageous that they're bringing on pundits and supposed national security experts to say that this immigration temporary freeze is going to make America less safe because they're saying that it's going to anger ISIS and cause them to attack us even more. What planet do these liberals live on where they can say with a straight face that taking steps to prevent terrorist attacks is putting us at further risk of terrorist attacks because it's going to anger the terrorists? Liberalism and the Democrat Party is completely destroying itself as they have become the most intolerant, violent, insane, out-of-touch lunatics that we've seen in modern America. Once President Trump's policies are put in place and have time to take effect, many Union Democrats and many African Americans and many typical lifelong Democrats are going to come over and become Republicans because they're going to realize that the Democrat Party has done nothing but use them for votes for generations. The Union Democrats are going to end up loving Trump because he's going to be getting them jobs. And the people that are stuck in the ghetto are going to love President Trump because he's going to clean up their hellhole neighborhoods. With all these protests that we see springing up, which are primarily funded by George Soros and other leftist billionaire backers, it's essentially like a caged animal, which has been caught, which is now acting totally irrational and is totally scared out of its mind and is getting more vicious and dangerous by the day. So things are probably going to get a little bit more chaotic, but it's going to take a little bit more time. But we are rapidly eradicating the cancer that has corrupted this country. I'm Mark Dice. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new and check back here every day for new reports, and I'll see you soon.